and see what happens. So, all right. Let me just do one thing. I don't know why, but I hear you. So, good. Now we got it. Thank you. All right. So welcome once more. I'm sorry. If I will be able, I will later edit this process for everybody else. So after the video is uploaded to YouTube, I'll most likely cut the first few minutes of my failure. Let's start. So these are the Kickstarter projects I've backed so far. Few that I'm thinking about, but I'm not sure if I have enough funds, money to back them. But I thought let's start with the very first project I backed. It's Progress Evolution of Technology. It was for S&P Cup here. So this game right here, I should have done it in separate window, but doesn't matter. So this game, it brought my interest because it's about the technology tree, and basically that's it. It's the technology tree. Where's the, oh, like that. Anyway, so in here in this game, you're kind of doing the set collection, building up, thus getting more actions. I did the review for this game as well. There was a problem with this game. The biggest problem was the pace of the game. It was rather slow, and the other problem was that there was a runaway leader, and there was quite obvious runaway leader each time we played. So I kind of enjoyed the theme. I enjoyed the overall feel about the game, but still, that's not enough. It was undeveloped by that time. If somebody would take this game and make it to next level, I would gladly take a look at this again. So that's that. So about other projects, and I did it the wrong way. I'm sorry. I had to put it in a separate window. Anyway, and now it's loading. So there were more projects, and here, I'm sorry about that. So there is Fidelity, a card game of medieval meddling and whatever else. So this card game, I enjoyed this one as well. It's from Philippe Dubarry and Green Couch Games. I like the looks of it, and I liked how, if we can go through and see, please. You know, now you see like the older Kickstarter projects, they don't have a picture of the game setup, which should be like the very first thing you do is have a picture of the setup. You know, and here you don't see it anywhere. Anyway, this is also like a kinda area control card game. It plays well with two. I don't remember if 2 to 4, but I remember playing it with 2. I think it's with 3 or 4 players, even better. It's really cute art. It's a lovely small game, but there's not enough in it. You play it a few times and you get bored, and that's basically it. I don't remember much about this one, but it was rather cheap. And yeah, some powers that make you switch the cards from one position to another position. You're kind of trying to get the cards line up in your position the right way so you can score the objectives and such. So take a look at this game. It's not a bad one, but more casual, I would say, than it should have been. Then we have Viceroy Fantasy Pyramid card. So this game is totally abstract game, but it was a nice game. To be honest, if there is a setup, okay, good. It was from a Russian company, Russian game. What I liked about this game is that you're building up your kind of pyramid of characters, and you have those symbols, and you get more. You have this bidding phase, and you're trying to basically it's like maximizing your resources and points, and you're getting more and more and more and more and more. You're kind of building up your pyramids. There's no pyramid here. Maybe it is somewhere else, the pyramid. And I backed it on Kickstarter and there were some special abilities and such. So I like the art on those. It was lovely. It was nice. It was interesting. But on the other hand, I don't remember much about it anymore. I remember you kind of build up, you bid for those, you build up the pyramid out of those, and if you link, you get some extra resources. You can want to get those gems, and Kickstarter copy had those acrylic gems and such. So that's lovely. Let's go to the next one. The Dice Tower season. We're gonna skip that. So Trickerion, Legends of Illusion. The first three projects were like. Although Fidelity was fine, it was really small. Progress was delayed. Viceroy was a big delay. So this is the first project which I really liked, and this what made for me what made Mind Clash be a really cool company. And Trickerion Legends of Illusion, here it's yeah, it's not a fantasy world, but you are magicians. You have your own workshops, and it's an action selection game, worker placement game. You're selecting where your workers will go, and thus you can get actions cheaper or less cheap depending on who will go first there. And you are having your assistants and whatever, the managers and blah 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 engineers who make up all those stuff. And then you get you get all the different resources, and you prepare your tricks in order to get them to the theater and perform them. It's a heavy game. In order to score points, you need to do so many things in advance in order to score something. But it feels thematic in my opinion, and that's where I disagree with some reviewers who say that it's a fit. It's not. I mean, like, this game is a really cool game. It's for a heavy Euro game, a real heavy Euro game. It's rather streamlined, I would say. There's not much, and I would never play it without the expansion. I don't have it anymore, sadly, because I don't need too many heavy Euro games. Nobody plays it with me. But it was a lovely Kickstarter experience. It was a lovely game. One of my best games of 2015, was it, when it released? Whatever. So, and I really like the looks, the production, everything. The quality was top notch, and it's just an amazing game in my opinion. Just, I cannot really, it's. I had to get rid of it because I have another game from them as well. I'm going to talk about that a bit later. But this was a really cool experience. It just takes a lot of time to set up. It takes a lot of time to. Although if you take if you buy the custom insert, the wooden insert, then it will be better. But anyway, this here was very lovely, and with the expansion, it makes the game much better because you get those basically your action selection cards are those cards that you put down here, and then you go to the spots that you claim to be going to with your workers. The cool part about the expansion, it adds those custom cards, the location cards where you go as well. Like a usual worker placement, action selection, worker spot selection, but they have special abilities to them, and then you kind of customize your deck with them. And although they go away as well, but I don't remember exactly all the rules about the game already, but the thing is that I really like the variability, and some events that happen and can benefit you or not, you can see in the future and such. So I really like the performance where you need to prepare everything in order to perform. That's great. Anyway, Trickerion Legends of Illusion, really cool project. I'm not regretting this project. So anybody, Kochka Yemachina? Yeah. Hi. Anyway, what else do we have here? We have Soulfall, which is a small box games, project small box games, and now I think Colossal Games are doing the cooperation with small box games. John Claudius. I did a print and play copy of this one, and then I backed the project. I really like the idea of I don't remember much about the game, but it was like an area control game with those different spirits which are special abilities, and you're playing them, you're getting more of them, and you're kind of influencing the boards. I really like the art. I like there was something unique about the game. I don't remember exactly, I'm sorry, but it was a lovely experience. But still, I mean, the production quality of small box games, it's just, this game needs a little bit more professional look to it, development and development of the components as well. So anyway, Soulfall, nice small title, but forgettable. Motanai, which is from what they're called, the Chris Kisling, but what's the company name? Asmati Games, yeah. And this is a Glory to Rome spiritual successor. And I haven't played Glory to Rome, but I played this one. It's really nice. It's like where you're using the cards in many different ways and you're putting them on one side and the other side, whatever. So I thought I had the simple version. No, the deluxe version is basically more cards, something like that. And I like the idea. I like the how smart this game really is. You're kind of set collecting cards, but you're putting them into different slots, and thus you're benefiting from the other slots through those slots and whatever. And like all the cards are interacting with each other. Plus, it's all like multi-use and such. And it's a nice game. It's really cheap game for that kind of a thinky game, small box and such. So, but overall, it's also forgettable in my opinion. I don't know. This is the idea maybe that Glory to Rome brought in, and where Glory to Rome shines, and everything else which is made spiritual into a spiritual successor of Glory to Rome is now just it's just whatever. Who cares about that? So more on Ostrom Empires, the game which I still have, and it's in my top 100 games of all time. This game, although like the production quality is really cool, I like what I eventually got in the box, though I would have liked maybe a bigger box that would fit everything inside one box, because I don't care about like the expansion is in a separate box, this is in a separate box, and this is in a separate box. I need to throw away the insert, but I like the insert in there as well. So that's a small thing about this one. But what I really like about Empires, Mar and Ostrom Empires, is that it's rather streamlined for a kind of a, it's not a heavy game, but it's on a heavy-ish side, and it's an empire building, though you're doing lots of hero stuff. A lot of that game is just trading the resources, those resources with each other, and then of course you're building up, and we have those miniatures. And some people didn't like the helmets, like the wooden ones. I like the helmets, the plastic helmets instead of wooden tokens. Though I really like custom meeples. I enjoy custom meeples a lot. Anyway, but you're building your camels, which are trading posts, whatever, and you are building up in order to gain the resources, in order to trade the resources into other resources with each other, and you're trying to get the different resources. And you're trying to get the money, because with those you can build wonders, you can build great people and such. So there's a lot to that game. On the other hand, it's rather streamlined for a game that it is, and I really like the pace of it. I like how it looks. It looks stylish. I don't care about the theme. It's all mixed together. It's like a fantasy, it's like an alternative world of those ancient empires and such, so they're all together there. But I still enjoy this game very much because of how streamlined it is, and how easy it is to remember the rules once you have forgotten them and haven't played in a long time. And I like the art and those special paper cards and such. So, and there's a lot to discover. I played only the base game so far. There's so many expansions but in the box, but I just want to play the base game and not get too much into the expansion stuff yet. And there was a lot of that, and this game was delayed quite much, and some of the communications with the backers were so limited and so loose and so bad that it's like, I don't know. Yes, they say the asynchronous is responsible instead of academy games, but I still feel that you're doing the Kickstarter. I don't care. It's like you are doing the Kickstarter, you're taking the money, you're responsible as much as the other companies that are involved in this Kickstarter project. So it's no excuse. It's just badly managed project. On the other hand, the eventual product that came out is great, but it's community-wise, it was a bad management, really bad management. So they need to learn from that. That's more Ostrom Empires. Cool game anyway, which I have in my collection still. Great Dinosaur Rush. Great Dinosaur Rush, where you are building the dinosaurs out of bones and you're collecting those bones on that one. The cool part about that one, that game is to create your dinosaur from different bones, and you need to put those are for legs, and these are for spine, and this is for the head, and blah blah blah. And you score those points based on this track right here, and you're collecting points. The uncool part was just collecting the bones. It was nice, but on the other hand, it was boring. And doing your dinosaur was a great thing. On the other hand, if some people it doesn't click, they are just putting out. Let's say some people are just building up. They're having those sticks. They are building up that stuff over here, and it doesn't click with them. I played with people who they didn't have. I don't want to say bad things like you don't have imagination. No, it just they didn't have that right imagination to build up the dinosaur out of bones and kind of feel satisfied that you build up something. They just said that they're like, oh, we build up something. We don't feel it's a dinosaur. It doesn't matter. You know, it was boring for them. So I do understand this one. This is a light game. Basically, you're building up the dinosaur and trying to meet the objective cards, and that's it. Yeah, and the pace of it should have been maybe it should have been faster, or something else to it, to this board over here, next to building up your dinosaur, because eventually all you do is you can just build up your dinosaur. That's it, and meet objective cards, and it's not as exciting as it should have been. But the theme and the effort is really great. It just maybe needs another development made into something else, but taking the idea of building up stuff out of bones, you know. So that would be great. I'm hoping for a better game. It's not in my collection anymore. That's the Great Dinosaur Rush. So let's see, what else do we have? Scythe, of course. Everyone knows about Scythe. Just briefly. I think everyone knows about Scythe. Great art from Jakub Rosalski. Great production, amazing campaign, and I feel like Jamie Stegmaier did, like this is the management that, like, top notch. You know, it's how you manage the Kickstarter project in the best way possible, and it's an amazing game. I love this game. It's in my top 10. Is there anything that could? But one thing, yeah, it doesn't really show the how the game looks on the board. Whatever, but it's still a great game. I like the engine building aspect. I love engine building in games, and engine building aspect in this game is huge. And you're selecting your actions, and although some people just don't like the aspect of kind of there is a war threat, but there's no war. I like that. I wanted it to be a Euro game more than a war game. I wanted it to be like build up your stuff, and you're still interacting with people, not in the first turns, but there's some expansion. I haven't tried the expansions yet that kind of boost up the experience for some, and I think the airships will make it even better. I do have the airships. I do have everything for this game. Metal coins, board extension. Oh, maybe not the... there was something like an art book or whatever, which doesn't influence the gameplay. But everything else I have, and wooden insert, which makes the setup and tear down much faster as well. So it's an amazing game, one of the best games that came out in recent years, and I think this game will be a hit for many, many years. That's Scythe. Did somebody say something else? Hello, I'm just gonna say hello to you all. I'm not gonna write stuff, so sorry about that, but I'm trying to maybe talk about games more. Loon Architects. Maybe you don't know about this game. It was inspired by Glenmore, where you have this kind of called the rondel mechanic, or no, not the rondel. I think it is a rondel mechanic, where you are going around the. I don't remember. So anyway, whoever is the furthest in the queue will go first. I think it should be rondel. I'm getting confused by all those things. And about this game, anyway. What I liked about this game, I liked the theme. Glenmore didn't look exciting. Glenmore looked boring, and the theme looked boring. But this one is you're building up your moon base, and has really cool components, and It was the Kickstarter limited edition. I don't have this game anymore. It's not with me. I didn't sell it, but I don't have it anymore. But I really liked the experience of it. It's rather light. You're going through and you're getting those new titles, but you're trying to connect those titles into your moon base right here, the way that the channels connect as well, and you are getting all those resources in order to get the, basically you're activating the tiles in order to get more resources, or to move your pawns, which are workers, or to get more points, or to convert something into something else. You're building up, and as you build up, it's kind of like an engine building as well. And you see those cool resources and really cool insert as well. If there is anything else, there are no. But anyway, in this game, yeah, you're trying to maximize the stuff you're doing and building up more and more and more, and thus activating more and more stuff. And yeah, really cool idea. Great production in my opinion, and a really nice game. Oops, so here, let's put it that way. So that's Lune Architects. Take a look at this game if you can find it somewhere. As I understood, it will be only like a Kickstarter project. It's not retail release of that game, so it might be hard to get it, but if you can, Lune Architects is a really cool game. Then we have Simurgh. Simurgh is from NSK Games, and I really like the idea of it. I like how it looked. The art is just gorgeous. We did a review for that game. The biggest problem I have with this game, and like the production, everything, the art, everything is cool. I like that very much. The rulebook should have been a little bit better, but it's fine. It's fine. We can deal with that. Is there anything that I can show you through the game? No. But anyway, so you have that board right here, and you have those tiles. Those tiles are like worker spots, kind of, and you're progressing on those worker spots in order, and you're getting resources. And this is basically a 100% resource conversion game. You're converting resources. Eventually, you're grabbing some objective tiles, but they are very similar objective tiles. I had some issues with the game about being too similar, those actions being too similar to each other, and it being a pure conversion game. But yeah, trading cubes to cubes, you know, that's the feel I got. Although it's very nice. You kind of get the resources, and you're converting resources into other resources, and then you're converting them into points and whatever, or into another amount of resources, blah blah blah. It's not a bad game, but I kind of feel it's maybe too abstract for what it is, and it should have had something extra to it, something else to it, rather than just worker placement plus resource conversion, which is cool, nice, with great art, but more excitement, you know, more to it, more something else, you know. That's Simurgh. You can watch our review of the game. Somebody said something else? No. Is anybody watching still? I don't know. People watch it later, and I will cut the first few minutes of me failing with the XSplit a lot. All right, so here we have what we have here now. Here we have Tiny Epic Western. Yes, this is the game I was really excited about because it's a worker placement and it's poker and such. But when we played this one, it was eventually just unexciting. I don't know why, but there was not much to this game. It's just, yeah, it's kind of cool. You have those worker spots, but each time new cards come out, you need to read them, and there's like, it's a small box, and the problem with it is just there's a lot of small bits and small text, and it kind of gets confusing. And that's where, like, it should have been bigger box, should have been bigger game and such. So, but I like the poker addition to it, where you play the poker hands kind of in order to win the duels and such. So, but eventually, I don't know what, but wasn't just like, it wasn't exciting. The production is cool. I like the bullets dice, but there's another game which is Tiny Epic Galaxies, which is a better game than Tiny Epic Western. So, and Tiny Epic Galaxies is a fine game. It's not an amazing game. It's a nice game, which we made a review for as well. But this one was way down the road. It wasn't. Not by the way down the road is a good thing or a bad thing. I know. Anyway, it wasn't exciting. I cannot really tell you why or whatever, but maybe too much text on a small card and such. You always like, you kind of do something, but for what? In order to, boring. Let it be. Let it be. What we have else? Karmaka. I like the art of the game. I like the idea of the game. You're kind of recycling cards. You're reincarnating on this karma track, and you want to get to basically the human realm. And you are building up. You have all those cards. They give you different abilities, and you're kind of you're trying to get some kind of a set collection in order to progress to a new level, and then to the last level where you win the game. You have those karma rings and such. When you basically die, you will either reincarnate into new thing. I don't remember exactly, but anyway, I like the idea. It played well with 2 as well. I was just maybe too light, too simple for what it is. Maybe if you can get it into something bigger next time, it will be perfect. But it's not that bad. I like the components as well. It was a well managed Kickstarter, by the way, and I like how light it is on one hand. On the other hand, I just wanted something more to it, because it's just a card play in order to get your opponent to discard the card, and then for you to get the card, and then you try to. But the idea of sometimes the idea of like, there is a card. If you play a bad card into your opponent, he has the right to claim it for himself, and kind of in the future it will come back. So the bad karma will strike you in the future if you have if you have done something bad to another person. So that's a really cool idea. I like the whole idea, but just wasn't enough. I don't know. So Thieves Markets, which is another nice game, but it's like TMG small games tend to be not good enough. Although I like the art, I like the idea of you're rolling dice and you're using them in order to buy the cards, and then you're basically can have those special abilities and such as well. I don't remember as well where it was, but this game just wasn't enough, in my opinion, because eventually there's a lot of luck in this game, and this game outstays its welcome as well for such a simple card game. So, don't know. Thieves Markets, you can skip that. In the Name of Odin. NSK Games. I'm sorry about that. But you have this In the Name of Odin, and I didn't know. I just backed it blindly, I think, because Alina told me that not to back this game, and like, are you sure you want this game? I was like, yes, I'm sure. It sounds great. You have those Vikings, and you're going to raid, and you have those hero special abilities. Eventually, what I got, it's just a boring experience. The heroes don't stay. You're not a particular hero. It's ever changing, and I know you can basically argue with me about this one, but I never felt like I'm someone or something in this game trying to build up. What we did, we just had those cards, which is basically symbols, and it was really, really abstracted, and we were playing those symbols in order to get stuff, and then you get that stuff and you lose that stuff, and whatever, it's only for one turn. And those meeples, those miniatures here are basically just resources. They could have been cubes, like in lots of Waterdeep, for example, where you are kind of collecting those, and then you are giving them out in order to get points. And that was the same with those. You go raiding, but raiding wasn't as exciting. As sometimes the raiding was, I think it was a little bit unbalanced as well. I don't remember exactly, but I had my rant with it, with the first impression stuff. It was just not as exciting. The rulebook wasn't as good, and they should have, like nowadays, I think in new games where you develop a game, you need to have your own identity, something your own to build up. Here you kind of do that, but it's ever changing, and something is like, it's not exciting. There's some simple stuff that you get eventually. I don't know, the Kickstarter was managed fine. The production is nice, but it's just not an exciting game. And yeah, I know Sam Healy likes it much more than I do, but I don't feel like this game will have its staying power. You know, it's a game that you can forget about Vikings. Let's go to the next one. I'm ranting too much. Packer Games Set 2. We did a preview for the first 4 titles of that, and they are really fun. I like them very much. I haven't played all of them, but I mean, like, I played maybe 5 out of those 10 that eventually came with through stretch goals as well, the ROM as well. I like how some of them are fine, some of them are not as exciting, but some of them are really, really cool. Like Saw, for example, you have those different, you have that Mancala mechanic in Saw, and it's, and the art is updated, by the way. Eventually, those like the art that you can see here, it was updated because there was a lot of feedback that, you know, it should have much better art. So eventually, the idea of those is having a small package, really small, like a gum-sized package, and having a lot of game in this one. And you can travel with those. You can take that bag with you where it has like 8 games in it, and they're quite good games. I mean, there is set collection. There is like the area control, 2-player card game. I don't remember, I haven't played all the games. There is something abstract as well. You're kind of building up the colors, controlling areas and whatever. There can be a cooperative game, Mancala game, you know, and all the other games and bidding, whatever. The thing is that they work fine for the small games with small cards. I like this idea. That's where like the pocket size worked for me, and that's Paco Games. So let's go further. Let's see what we have here. Then we have Flag Dash. We did a review of Flag Dash, the Blender segment, basically the small review. It's a great theme. Capture the flag. You're in teams and you are trying to get the flag on the other side. Capture the flag getting on the other side. And I like the whole idea. I like the game. It's a fine game. It just wasn't enough for us, but I would definitely recommend this game to try at least. It's a very unique theme, and you have those barriers and special abilities, and you are running, and some of them are runners, some of them are defenders, and it plays smoothly, it plays well. It's a nice touch, and it's a nice production as well. That's Flag Dash, well managed campaign as well. Then we go to Stockpile, Continue Corruptions, which is a expansion to Stockpile, although not all of the modules that are here are essential. I still feel like the expansion as overall, this change market forecast every round. Basically, the forecast isn't fixed, but it can change, and the numbers can be very different, and it's so cool. I love that idea. It works the best. I mean, it works really, really fine. I like that very much. So that's where I feel like this expansion is kind of essential. Bonds are cool addition. Those extra set collection stuff are cool addition. New powers are cool addition. So yeah, overall, I love Stockpile. I love it, and I love it more with this expansion. So it's an essential one for me. Take a look at the Continued Corruption if you don't have that expansion for Stockpile. And this is Dale of Merchants 2. We had the Dale of Merchants 1, and we did a Blender preview for that. Blender segment, sorry. This is a deck builder game where you are set collecting stuff and you are trying to get enough stuff in order to convert it into stacks. And then you have enough stacks, you win the game. And all the different animal folks have different, those different decks have different abilities, different kind of approach to them. And you're mixing up some of them in order to make a game. And then you're doing this kind of a set collection and deck building stuff in there with a little bit of that. I said a mixture of Valley of the Kings, which is my favorite deck builder game. And it's really nice, the art and everything, and how it looks and how it plays. I really like this game. It's not in my collection anymore. It wasn't enough, because I don't play deck builders anymore, and I was like, if I will leave some deck builders in, then I will leave the very best ones, and right now I have Valley of the Kings basically. I don't know if I have any other deck builders now anymore. But Valley of the Kings is enough for me, to be honest. And maybe if I take more, except no, Paper Tales is kind of like that. Anyway, the game that I would definitely recommend to take a look at if you like deck builders. It's very nice, different touch to it. That's Tales of Merchants 2. Then we have This War of Mine. This War of Mine is... what do we have? Was it difficult to divide your board game collection into two? I'm gonna answer that question. We divided it into three. 1/3 went on sale. 1/3 went to me, and 1/3 went to Alina. So I wasn't difficult because she has her own favorites, and I have my own favorites. Some games we were like, who will get that game, and we agreed that, let's say, then you're gonna get this game, and we both want this game. Let's say, then you're gonna get this game, and we both want this game as well. I'm gonna get this one. So we kind of did it peacefully. That's that. And I got all my favorite games as well, and I got Cyclades, which is our both, #1 game. But I got this one for me. So, but I have so many Kickstarters coming up, and basically Kickstarters are coming all to me. Most of them are coming to me, not all of them. But anyway, so This War of Mine, This War of Mine is I haven't played this one now. It's a cooperative game. It's based on that app, the video game, and it's a cruel game. And you read the rules, or you kind of learn the rules as you go, and it takes a ton of time, as I heard. And I want to play it at some point when I'm ready to play it. And I feel like this game, I will love this game. Except, this game is probably cruel and sad and mourning, whatever, But I still feel like I will love this game because it's story driven, and I'm fine with that cruel world of war and such. So yeah, and I backed this game, the basic version, whatever, with some expansions in it and such. So I'm hoping for a great game. The management of this was fine. It was a big delay, but they were communicating well. So this is This War of Mine. Let me see. Sorry. Then Anachrony, whatever. Mind Clash Games. When after the Tukirian, I was like, wow, they're doing great stuff. And that's where, when I got Anachrony, I thought like, I will sell Tukirian because I play this one or that one. I will not play both of them. It will be just extremely difficult to get both on the table. This is a very heavy game as well, but it's kind of more streamlined worker placement there. But there's a lot going on, and you're kind of taking loan from the past in order to then get it back. Otherwise, you get minus points or whatever. But it's all about points and all about this kind of maximizing your stuff, getting lots of resources. As you can take a look at the components, there's a lot of color. But once you get into this, it's not as thematic, but on the other hand it is. And you have all those objective tasks you want to get and such, so you're kind of getting points. But there's a lot going on in this game, but it's rather streamlined for a heavy Euro game. Oh, and I have this kind of a module where I have those special exosuits. Some worker spots need those exosuits in order to go to them and get most of them. This game did well, and I think this is one of the best games, one of the best heavy Euros out there. I haven't played many of those, of course, but the art and everything, I just love it. And the Mind Clash Games, once again, they did a great job managing this product and doing the best they can. And I like this game very, very much. I mean, although it's heavy and it's really, really hard to get it to the table and kind of read the rules again, but on the other hand, it's rather streamlined for a heavy Euro. So anyway, Anachrony, a great game. I have the custom Odin insert, so it will be easier to set up and tear down. So that's that. Somebody asked something else. All right, so no. Sorry. Catacombs and Castles. I do like Catacombs very, very much, and But now I'm thinking about maybe selling Catacombs because there's so much stuff in it, and I don't know who I will play with, because I don't want to play the Dungeon Lord. But if I play with a new person, I need to play the Dungeon Lord because it's maybe harder to play Dungeon Lord than Heroes. We'll see. If Catacombs and Castles is lighter, but I still get much fun out of it, then I will just sell one and leave the other one. So yeah, that's why we backed, because it basically you can play cooperative, you can play competitive, and you can play in teams. And as I love Catacombs, I was like, playing in teams, that's cool, you know. That would be wonderful. And I hear some stuff, but it's not as good as Catacombs because it's lighter. But on the other hand, I feel like that's what I needed. I need a lighter game, you know, because the Catacombs itself, there's lots of rules, lots of special abilities and such that you need to remember, and there's just a ton of stuff in it. The expansions are all mixed in the box for now, and I'm like, I just just too much. But this one, I'm hoping for a great addition to my collection, and maybe a replacement to the Catacombs 3rd edition. Let's go to the next one, Fugitive. Very lovely card game, 2-player card game. One is playing the one who is running away, and the other one is playing the catcher, basically. One is catching, the other one is running away. And kind of a deduction game where you're marking down the numbers that you went through, and then you're trying to catch, and then the other person is trying to get away. Is there anything that I can show you? This is without the art, but basically I don't remember very much about the game, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's from Team Fortress, who made paperback and who made hardback now, and Burger Brothers, which I really like as well. So Fugitive, very nice, tense 2-player game it is. I definitely recommend it. I sold most of the 2-player games because I don't play 2-player anymore. But yeah, definitely recommend this one. A nice project as well. Yokohama. The one that I wasn't sure about, Alina wanted it much more than me. We got the Deluxified version, and we played it in the camp, and it just, I don't know what happened, but it kind of was really cool. You have those spots, and you have that kind of, it's like a Istanbul on drugs, whatever. Istanbul, where you have that meeple, you are going, like, you have those small workers, you are putting the small workers out so you can walk through the tiles with your big meeple, and then you are doing those actions based on how strong is your presence on that board, and you're doing those actions and getting more resources, and you're converting those resources into other resources, going some other spots, blah blah blah, getting most points. And it's a very nice production, and it's really well done. From TMG, and many people like this game very much, but for us it was underwhelming. I don't know, maybe we expected something else, or maybe expected more, but it wasn't enough for us to keep. Was enough for me to keep this game. That's that. So Yokohama, I still recommend to look at this game. It's very well received. Martians, the story of civilization. That's where I thought, like, oh, the Martian game, I really would, like, there's cooperative variant, there's competitive variant, such, so I really wanted to have a really cool stuff here, but what to say, the rules were really extremely messy, and then they got errata and such, so I played with new rules, and so it looks really cool, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't as exciting. It overstayed its welcome. The production was really cool, but in order to, like, I got those miniatures, and I don't know if they had the pledge with pre-painted. Okay, yeah, pre-painted miniatures would have been really cool. Those gray miniatures on that board is just doesn't look good. But yeah, I like the idea. I like the eventual, like, there's some semi-cooperative where you're semi-competitive, something like that, where you are trying to survive all together, but you're trying to do your own stuff, and there are scenarios, and those are worker spots, different worker spots you're going to on that boards right here, and getting the resources and trying to survive and trying to meet the objective or whatever. I don't know what version is the best, but it just, I like the exploration. I like the exploration here, where you are exploring, getting more resources of those with your excavator or whatever. I like that part. I like exploration in many, many games, but in this one it was just, nah, whatever. Who cares? So, Martians, Story of Civilization, maybe undeveloped. Tiny Galaxies Beyond Black. I'm not gonna show this one. It's Tiny Epic Galaxies. Basically, it was the expansion that I never tried and we sold the game eventually. Tiny Epic Galaxies is a really good game. Just sometimes games go away. Unfair, which I have in my collection and I haven't played it yet. And somebody is always writing me a lot of stuff. So, Unfair. This game is roller coasters building up your basically theme park. And I haven't played it, so I cannot say much about this one. They managed the project well. I like the art, I like the idea. Some people say it's too mean, too nasty, whatever. You can screw it over your opponents. I don't care about that. We'll see how it plays. And you kind of build up your tableau, which I really like in those games. So I'm hoping for a really cool game. I'm hoping it will be great. Let's hope. That's Unfair. Then we have Commuter Station Deluxe, the Deluxeified version, which I also backed because it's Team G. Plus, you can customize your workers and build them up, whatever. That's really cool. I'm not into that look, that style of art too much, but I can. It's fine. I can live with that. Is there anything? Oh, like that, you know. And you have those workers. You're kind of something building up. I don't remember. I don't remember about the game anymore. I'm sorry. Eventually, you're just trying to do the stuff and doing your best. So, yeah, because of the workers that you can build up and customize, that's why I got the game. I don't remember anything else about the game, sorry. But it was managed well. The project was managed well. And I'm hoping for a great game. Sagrada, which was left with Alina, which I didn't like on the first play. I liked it much more on the second play and appreciate it much more. It's very light game. Similar to Role Player as well, where you have your dice and you're building up the window, but you need to build up from, if you start from something, from kind of a corner, then you need to start from adjacent stuff, and then you have those kind of objectives. Sometimes you need the right number or right color, and you have those objectives and such. So you are then basically scoring points based on whatever you have. It's very nice looking game. It's very light game, rather casual, but satisfying in my opinion. And that's what I definitely recommend for those who want a lighter side of a game. It's very satisfying. It's a cool production. It looks nice. Just a beautiful game. That's Sagrada. The campaign was managed well. The company's Floodgate, is it? The ones who made should be the ones who made the World Wars. I love World Wars. I just love it. So I'm hoping for more great games from that company. That's Sagrada. Let's go further. The bird told me to do it. So with this game called Shoetique, and I thought like a really cool theme, and the bird told me to do it, and then I read the rules of this game. I just read the rules. I haven't played it. I read the rules and I said, I don't care about this game. I don't remember what exactly, but when I read the rules, they were badly written, and they sounded so boring. I don't know. We just backed this game because it's cheap, you know. But eventually, when you got the production quality is also cheap. Like basically a paper rulebook. Sorry, it's the 21st century. I mean, not even 21st century. It was 2017. You know, like, oh my god, it wasn't a great production. It was bad production. So eventually, the birds told me to do it. I haven't played it. Read the rulebook. Abysmal. Tiny Bequest, which I haven't played yet. I have this copy. I'm about to play it, maybe at some point. I like the item meeples. They have the items, and then it's like an adventure game, exploring game, where you're going and you lots of special abilities, lots of text and small things on the card. So that's where I like it. It looked a little bit too colorful. I wasn't sure about this game, but I'm hoping for a really cool game, and you have those movement patterns as well you're going through. And I'm hoping for a great game, but I'm not sure if I will like it. I've heard that it's best with 2, so I'm probably going to play it with 2. Not to get too much into downtime. Yeah, but I like the idea of item meeples, so we'll see. Tiny Bequest. Vast. This is for the second printing. We got the second printing, but we haven't got the expansions and the miniatures for those. Alina, she kept the Vast, so she will get those upgrades and miniatures as well. So that's that. Not going to talk much about this one because I don't have it. I haven't played it yet. Anyway, but it's asymmetric powers. Everyone wants to do their own stuff. There is Thief, there is now ghouls or whatever, the cave itself, the dragon, the knights, and each one of us has their own objective they want to do, and we clash with each other in the dungeon. We'll see. I backed one other project from the same designer. Talk about that. Tao Long, which I got and I played it now, and it's a rather light abstract game with those dragons. We played a very basic, the simple version out of it, and it wasn't as exciting. You know, it was like just running around. I think when you get into those objectives where you can put down some extra tiles and such in order to, like, the blocks or portals or whatever, it will be more exciting. But I like the idea of those stones, and it's like a Mancala project where you dropped your last stone. There, that's the action you're gonna do, and it's all about, it's based on the movement, and there's a lot of that movement restriction, and sometimes you bite the other dragon. It's a 2-player game. It's a nice one. Production is great. It was well managed Kickstarter as well, and yeah, I liked it, but I want to play it more in order to engage into it and try the harder scenarios with extra stuff in the game in order to see if it's the very basic stuff is just a little bit too boring. So that's Tao Long. Then we have Champions Midgard expansions. Champions Midgard expansions are essential stuff, especially I like the so this is the Dark Mountains. It's fine. It's new dice archers, new enemies that you like, basically a new spot where you can go doing the. If nobody knows about Champions Midgard, basically it's a worker placement where you have their basically usual worker spots like water deep, lots of water deep. You're gonna get resources, but you have those fighting stuff. You get the dice, and dice are warriors, and then you go to some spots where you fight trolls and other monsters, whatever. And you are getting the points out of them, and maybe more coins and money that you can spend on new resources and such. You have some special abilities. The expansions add basically new board, new basically ships and some special abilities and new enemies to fight. And the other expansion is Valhalla. Usually, if you have bad luck and you roll the dice, you roll your warriors, and you lose to the monster, then nothing happens. You lost to the monster. Your turn was wasted, and some people dislike this very much. So they made Valhalla expansion where now what they did is that when you lose your warriors, you get those warrior tokens. So the warriors died in glory, and then you can spend those warrior tokens in order to get the sacrifice tokens, in order to get some really cool cards and some many more extra points. So you kinda have much more to do with, like, now the luck, how to say, basically the involvement of luck in rolling your dice and fighting monsters is now kind of balanced out, because if you die you at least get something else, which is also cool stuff that you get, and you kind of want some warriors to, like, now you're kind of choosing what warriors will die and such, so that's really cool as well. Essential expansions definitely to Champions Midgard, Valhalla, and Dark Mountain is not really, but I think they are they in the separate boxes or in the same? Valhalla is the one that you need definitely to get it. The Dark Mountains is fine, variety. So sorry about that. So Empires of the Void. I just got this one. It looks amazing. It looks heavy. There's lots of rules. I looked at the rule book, like 30 pages, something like that. I was like, wow. But it looks amazing. It looks great. It looks like this is the space-themed game that I'm gonna like, most likely. I don't know. Like a 4X game, something like that. But it's Ryan Lockhart, so it's more streamlined. I'm sure about that one. and then you have those really cool ships and such. So I don't know much about this game, but it's kind of a little bit story, 4X game, exploring, going onto those adventures like that on that board. And I don't know much about the game, I don't remember. Conquer the fringe of the galaxy using might or diplomacy, managing a hand of event cards, befriend alien factions, and gain access to the unique powers. It should be a longish game, but I'm prepared for that. Yeah, that's it. Ryan Lockett, great art, great production, well-managed campaign, as always. So, I really like Above and Below, and I basically, Near and Far has basically destroyed Above and Below for me. I mean, they're both great games, but Above and Below is too light, and then Near and Far just makes the Above and Below feel unsatisfying. But they're still both great games, and I really like Near and Far, very, very much. So, then Open included review series. They got a little money from me, and then Cosmic Run Rapid Fire. I don't know much about this game. It was more for Alina because it has this kind of a solo roll and write game in it. And you're rolling dice and you're marking down stuff and whatever, fighting off somebody or whatever. I'm sorry, I don't know much about this. Cosmic Run, Rapid Fire, whatever. So, Rising Sun. We did the pledge. We did the where we got the. I got the playmats and I got the expansion as well. So and there's lots of Kickstarter exclusive stuff, like lots of that. And it looks amazing. Some people are like, "Oh, it's overhyped and it's not as good of a game." We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure about, but I'm not into kind of betraying and alliances in games, but I don't like that at all. But I kind of risked with this game because first of all, you get so much exclusive stuff in this game, and I'm hoping for a game which will have this kind of alliance and betrayal in a lighter way, maybe a little bit, and more of that Euro stuff in it. I'm hoping for a great game. That's Rising Sun. You will hear about that a lot anyway. But there's a lot in that box, and I spend a lot of money on that. Okay. So the Green Forest, which will also come very soon. The Rising Sun is, by the way, it's on the way. It's on the way. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the. Not having played Tiny Epic Quest, sorry, backing Tiny Epic Zombies right now. Sorry, I didn't answer you right now. I'm not backing Tiny Epic Zombies. I wanted to back this one, but the thing about this one is that I wasn't sure if Tiny Epic Zombies, like when I looked at this one, it has a lot going on in it, and I don't have enough funds, and I wanna get Nemesis. I'm gonna talk about that. I wanna get the Endeavor as well. So I'm thinking about, like, I'm gonna get it later, if it's really, really cool. But I'm a little bit skeptical about this one. It just has a ton of stuff, small box again. So I'm not sure about that. Hi, Kabuki Gid. Let's go to the Grim Forest. A great production, by the way. Yeah, as you can see, and you have seen some reviews of it. It should be on the way very soon. The ship has ported. Is in the port now. They're going through the customs and such. So I'm hoping for a great game, because what brought me to this game, of course, the arts, the theme, fairy tales. I like that, and building up the houses and such. And also, you are selecting where you are going on the spots, and then I like this idea, kind of a spot selection. It's almost like a role selection. It's in Histria, for example, and it's in Mission Red Planet, for example, where you're going on the same ship or different ships, and it depends. And like in Histria, for example, you need to, if more people will go to one spot, they will kind of lose the action, and you kind of want to outguess the opponents. You will be there alone, so you can get the most resources out of it. Maybe sometimes you have some special abilities that it's better for you to go with somebody else, and you're trying to outguess where he will go. That's what I like in games, and this one looks gorgeous. It looks like it will have enough game in it. It will be rather mid-weight or less, which I'm hoping for in this kind of a game. Maybe it will be the game that will obsolete the Histria for me. Histria isn't that well-received game, but I really like Histria. Maybe I'll do the review of it at some point, but I'm hoping for a much better game here. Because why not? I'm always looking for better stuff. So, That's Green Forests. Looking for a great game. And then we have Peak Oil, which I got. It's about economy and crisis and profit, it says, yeah. I really like the art style. It's stylish. It's not beautiful. It's stylish, and there's the oil resources are ending, and then you need to invest into future technologies, and kind of you can screw with each other, as I understand, in this game as well. And I'm hoping for a really cool, nice mid-weight economy game right here with resource management and such. So I don't know. I haven't played it. I cannot tell you much about the game, but hoping for a great game. That's Peak Oil. If it piques your interest, then try out Peak Oil. Bad joke. Would we have somebody else is doing something? Okay, you know. Anyway, then Get Off My Land, which I got really recently. I shot a random unboxing video out of it, but I haven't edited it yet. So Get Off My Land, by the way. This one got my interest because of those tiles, and you're kind of building up, you're getting the market. It's also like an economy game. And I like the idea of you need to build defenses, otherwise the animals will run away. It looks nice, it looks stylish, it looks light. It looks on the lighter side, like Green Forest, for example. And that's where, with some themes, some like economy games, it's like, for me, it's like Happy Peaks, for example. Happy Peaks is a really cool game. I love Happy Peaks because it's an economy game. It still has quite enough going on, but it's on a lighter side. And I want my economy games to be on a lighter side, like Stockpile. I love Stockpile, for example. And that's where I'm searching for more of those styles of games, and I can show it to my colleagues. I'm sure my colleagues will love those kinds of games as well. So let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, and it's screen printed. The production was really, really cool. I like the production of it and the insert of it. So Get Off My Land. I'm hoping for a great game. One thing, I felt that the box was rather cheap, so I want my boxes to be cool and nice. Anyway, let's go further because soon we'll get... Oh, there's so many projects I back. Why? Brass, Industrial Revolution. Now this one is January estimated, but it's gonna be shipping in fulfillment completion. It says May, so few months later. But I'm sure, like Roxley Games, I'm okay with Roxley Games. They're managing it well. They're always updating. They are they're talking to people, and yes, it took them longer time to build up this project, and then to kind of some production issues, but they're trying to make the best product out there, and I'm sure they're not lying, but they're trying to make the best product out there. And I'm not into Brass. The old Brass is just as ugly and whatever. I'm not into Martin Wallace as well. I don't like Martin Wallace games usually, or I'm not into them. So just the way it is. But this one, I was like, maybe it will be Martin Wallace game plus the Roxley games. With there will be like that combination that I will like. I took both, but one is going to another person, and I'm taking the Birmingham. Because I like the looks of the box. I don't know, and it's just to say that this is like the base Brass, and this is like a alternative Brass. So I was like, well, let's try the alternative Brass with some more dynamics and such. So I don't know, sequel. So I'm hoping for a great game. I'm hoping for a nice touch on a heavier economy as well here, but not too heavy. I'm hoping for a streamlined game still. That's where, like, it looks so nice, and when you look at this, like, I don't know, it just looks really, really cool. And there are those, where are those pocket chips? Oh yeah, those pocket chips. Yeah, you will get those pocket chips, and that's nice. I love pocket chips, love them. Anyway, well-managed project. It's not fulfilled yet, but I'm hoping for a great title anyway. Brass. Then we have Flow History, which we reviewed. We had the More Ideas game design copy, which they gave to us, so thank you. And now Team G made the deluxeified version. There were some production issues with the initial copy of the game, but we really like the game. I like the game very much. I like the civilization aspect to it, civilization building. It's one of my favorite themes. And I like that it's a card game, and it's fast, it's engaging, although it's not very fast. I mean, like, it's still a longish game for a card game, but I really like all the ideas that you get into it. You get the resources, you get those tokens, and then you kind of those are the workers, and then you kind of go there with that power, and then somebody else needs to outpower you, and you get those cards, and they give you some special abilities, and then you can build up more and more and more. It's like a tableau building in its core. The new version looks really, really great. The deluxe version, it's gonna be fulfilling in March, I'm sure. And I'm just hoping for a great game again. So I played it already. I know that it's a great game, but I mean, I'm hoping that I will still like it like a year later, you know. Yeah, that's Slow History. I don't like the art style here, but I like the art style here. I really like this one. So the box, nah. The cards, stylish, cool, like good. Slow History, definitely recommend it from us. So yeah, take a look at review. Manhattan Project. I backed. By the way, I backed only the promo cards that you can get here. I didn't back the game itself because I'm gonna see. We didn't have enough money, so I'm gonna see if I won this game. But I really like the Energy Empire. I like the initial Manhattan Project. So those sequels are really cool, and I'm hoping for a great game here as well. And it should be a heavier game. That's Manhattan Project Minutes to Midnight. And it's a it is a sequel to Manhattan Project, while Manhattan Project Energy Empire is a kind of a spiritual successor, but it's a very different game. Kitchen Rush, which is a cooperative real-time game, and it's about kitchen and rush and such. So I'm working in the restaurant, so for me it's very cool theme, and you're washing dishes, you're getting the ingredients, and you're preparing those dishes and getting the waiters, you know, getting the customers, getting food to customers and baking in the oven and such. So it sounded so cool that I was like, I'm in. I'm sure I'm gonna love it, and I'm sure I'm gonna love it. And there is the wine mini expansion. Oh, I don't know. I'm sure it will be a blast amongst my colleagues as well. I'm gonna show it to them eventually. Maybe a little bit too many rules right now because they just started in the board gaming world, so we'll see. But I'm really hoping for a great game here, and I'm fine with real-time cooperative games. So, Kitchen Rush. Then this is the Deep Space D6. I'm not going to talk about it. It was for Alina. I don't know. I think she got this game already, or mini expansion. I don't remember. Anyway, Casual Game Insider, which is a magazine. Let's keep that as well. But cool magazine, by the way. Crusaders, which will not be with me. This is the game that Alina will get instead of me, but it's a deluxeified version from TMG. We always, I think, good about deluxe. And there's rondel within the rondel. There's, oh my god, so many. I'm gonna get to the questions in a moment. By Crusaders, it looks really nice, really cool. I like the. There's that kind of a rondel mechanic with each player, but there's rondel, a bigger one on the board as well, as I understand, something like that, rondel within rondel. And it just looks very Euro-y, but it's from Seth Chaffee, and he's a great developer, and he's a really cool designer as well, so we're hoping for a great game. I will maybe I will be able to try this game out. We'll see, who knows. But that's Crusaders. Thy Will Be Done. Looks really cool. Let's see the questions. You have a problem, lol. Yes, I do have a problem. Are you waiting for any old Kickstarters that were supposed to have been delivered long ago? I, for example, is still waiting for a game that... Oh my god. No. I'm not waiting for any of those. There are some projects which are delayed, like maybe half a year. I didn't look at them right now, but like Kitchen Rush I got. Most of them have already fulfilled or will be fulfilling in March. I got some projects which were delayed for maybe a year or something like that, but nothing as bad. I finally watched the video for Hate to see what everyone's talking about. Hilarious. Are they aiming at... I don't know about Hate. I didn't even look at it. I don't care about this one. I don't know why. Just don't care. Theme. Nah. Who cares? Night. That sounds long lost. I also have a couple of documentaries that I never... yeah. I don't know. 2014 and it's 2018. Although... what was the game? This black, big, huge box. The Kingdom Death Monster, whatever, that delivered whatever, I don't know, 3 years or 2 years later, maybe something like that. Maybe it still will be there. I don't know. Doomsday clock's currently at 2 minutes to midnight. That was just moved like a week ago. Hasn't been that high. Was in. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Don't have any long issues here on those projects. So, off the rails, which will be fulfilling very soon, or I don't know if it's on the way or will be like. I heard it's very soon. It should be very soon. Yes, because we updated the addresses as well. So. Off the rails. I don't know why I backed this one. I was really excited. I saw the John Gets Games playthrough of it, and I like the idea of you are on that. You're building those tracks, and you are building the rails, and then going with your cards on those rails, trying to get those gems and trying to get them on the right cards, whatever. And you can bump into each other and kind of push each other as such. So it sounds fun. I don't know why. It just sounds fun building your own railroad and kind of those cards and such. And the dice are the movement value of those cards, something like that. I don't know. Just sounds cool. That's off the rails. Near and Far Amber Mines. It's just a smaller expansion for Near and Far. I love Near and Far and getting more stuff out of it. And I heard that the mine... what was the mine action on the initial board where you had those worker spots will be updated with that more exciting thing. And some other stuff. I don't remember much about this one, but I'm sure I'm gonna like this expansion as well because I love Near and Far. That's it. Forest. We're gonna get to the ending soon. Forest of Fates. And let me do like that, by the way. Forest of Fates, Downfall, Seventh Continent. Oh, it doesn't matter if we talk about that or not. Let me do Folded Space as well, and then D-Day Dice. D-Day Dice. I need to talk about that one. And Living Planet. Okay, so I now have everything here. Forest of Fate. This is storytelling survival adventure, like a choose your own adventure game where you have that book with the stories, and then you have those tiles. It will show you something, and then based on the decision you make, you go to some kind of a page, and then you. I don't remember much, but it's like a choose your own adventure. It's a lighter. It should be out very soon. And then you're kind of going through the story, like in Seventh Continent, but in a lighter way. And I was like, why not? I want to try this one as well. How much did I pay for that one? I paid 25, which is basically 25 plus the shipping. Pounds, which is, I don't know, maybe 30 euros plus shipping, something like that. So Forest of Fate, looking forward to this one. Maybe it will be great. We'll see if I get it. Maybe I'll do the review of it. I don't know if you heard about this one, Forest of Fate. The Downfall, and now is like another TMG Deluxeified. I should be keeping away from them, but I cannot. I have a problem. As Kabuki Kids got. Are you getting the new Zaya mini expansion? No, I'm not, because I haven't played Zaya. I don't have Zaya. I kind of don't care about Zaya. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, Downfall. Downfall. I don't remember why I like the looks of it. I like the actions of it, but I don't remember how it plays. Those are different like terrain and such. I don't really remember anything about the game right now, but it should be like a 4X type of game, like a lot of going on in the game. You're exploring, I like that stuff, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's TMG Deluxeified, as always, just buying because it's a Deluxeified stuff. Yeah, I don't remember the game, I'm sorry. The bombs have fallen, blah blah blah. This setting a brand new game. Oh yes, this 4X strategy game. Each player will take control of unique faction. It is bleak and forgiving. Okay, so unique, using the unique drafting mechanism which was in Mystic Well. That's why. Yeah, and it's a 4X, and I'm trying to get into more 4X games, which will be rather streamlined as well. Downfall. Seventh Continent. Where to start? Everybody talks about Seventh Continent. It got like $7 million here on the Kickstarter, and I got the base game plus the expansion plus stretch goals. and I'm hoping for a great game. The base game should be delivered me before the stretch goals, so stretch goals are in a year, but base game is in a few months. And choose your own adventure in the score, which I adore in game. I adore storytelling and kind of not the storytelling games, but the story-driven games, which I adore, and kind of like making choices, and those choices are the ones that influence your further plays and such. So, like in Time Stories, for example, as well, and like a film type. And choose your own adventure. I'm really into that. I'm hoping for a great game. Anyway, I'm hoping I will like it because I spent like a ton of money on that one. So, Seventh Continent. Then Roots. Now that's the one which is from the same designer who made Vast, and it looks funny. It looks funny and stylish. Look at them. It's just amazing. I like how it looks. And you have the board, and you have those asymmetric powers between those and Riverfall, whatever. I don't remember exactly how it plays, but I remember like asymmetric powers. Probably a different game, but alternative to Vast. And if Vast is with Alina, I will get Root. So that's what I thought. So next step in our development of asymmetric design. Each player in Root has unique capabilities and different victory conditions. Now, with the aid of gorgeous multi-use cards. Multi-use cards, by the way. A truly asymmetric design has never been more accessible. So I'm hoping for a great game right here. That's Root. I already wanted to say Vast. So yeah, and lots of stretch goals, blah, blah, blah. Folded space. I really love inserts in games. I love all sorts of... I like wooden inserts and putting them together because wooden inserts, they are heavy, but they're really cool. They're sturdy. But this is out of foam or something like that. Functional, lightweight, robust, affordable, fun to build. Okay. So this one is... I got the one insert, and I got the... what's the... blah, 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 blah. Where it is. The Russian Railroads inserts. So because I feel like Russian Railroads needs an insert, including German Railroad expansion, by the way. So I thought about that one. So I was like, sure. I really like Russian Railroads, and I love also sorts of inserts. I'm trying to support also sorts of different companies who made inserts, because inserts, in my opinion, are becoming more and more essential. And nowadays, for example, with Grim Forest, for example, they cooperated with Game Trace eventually and made a great insert, which makes a setup and tear down much faster, which is great. Inserts are becoming essential for me for many, many games. And Russian Railroads, which has a lot of components, I think it will be great. D-Day Dice, which I played, I guess it isn't everyone's taste. Yeah, I mean, I might try Zaya if I get the chance to, because I'm sure I'm gonna like it, like the robust nature of it, but eventually I just don't have enough time to play all the games anyway. D-Day Dice, which we had D-Day Dice. We had it with the Atlantic Wall expansion. And now it's we sold this game because I thought like it's not enough of a cooperative game. But now I'm getting back into cooperative games, kinda, because I'm playing with my colleagues as well, and it's easier with them for them, and they'll like kinda they want to play cooperative games as well. It's easier for them to grasp the stuff in games, and if they're not into games that much and they don't know about many games, then it's easier for me to teach them the cooperative game, because we can go through the game and I can tell them stuff. But if you have some hidden stuff in front of you, it's really hard to help that other person getting into the rules, because he has hidden stuff, and then I know his cards, and then eventually, you know, I'm kind of playing with myself. But the new looks, I really like that one, and I don't know, I just thought like, why not? I'm gonna get the D-Day Dice back, maybe a better production and such. So, but production was fine. But this is a really cool game. To be honest, it is a cool game, and really would definitely recommend you to take a look at this game. It's a really nice where you have the dice are your warriors, and you're going through the different walls, the different sections up, and basically trying to. Is there any kind of a? Oh yeah, basically kind of you start from the beach, and then you're going up and up and up and up. You want to get to the ends and defeat the. And I think there was some kind of a that you could play the bad guys and the other can play the good guys, whatever. But it's a cooperative game, you can play against a Nazi. So, was it the old one? Demo set. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm hoping for a great game. That's D-Day Dice. I mean, I played it a long time ago. I liked it, but it wasn't enough. But I'm hoping that I will like it much more now. because my taste has changed as well. And Living Planets, which is from Chris Beringer, and this is a successor to Archipelago. And by the way, Archipelago, I think, yeah, I did that. Yes, I did that. Archipelago is one of my favorite games. It is. But I sold this game. I sold this game because I pledged for Living Planet. I saw Living Planet in Essen. I did a preview for Living Planet, and I just realized that I don't need to kind of similar games. There's a little bit more story. It's a little bit more streamlined, and nobody will play Archipelago with me anymore. But this is a new game. It's easier to get to the table and play with other players. So I'm hoping. I don't know exactly. I haven't played this game, but I'm kind of sure that I will like this game. Kind of sure that it is a really cool game. So hoping for the best. Post-apocalyptic, kind of a not a 4X, kind of a towards 4X, and there you're building up your colony on this planet and kind of getting the structures in, getting sources and resources, blah blah blah. But based on the dice, there's that based on those dice, some cataclysms can happen, and you're kind of choosing what cataclysm will happen. A little bit like a Pioneer Days, something like that. So hoping for the best. So that's Living Planets, and that's basically it. I went all in on the I'm sure you don't need, like, nowadays the Kickstarters are trying to make us buy those neoprene mats because it's cool. There is like one game which had it, and it, like, for example, Ostrom Empires had this huge neoprene mat, but eventually, where do I store it? And if I want to get with me, if the table is big enough and whatever, and do I really need this one? If this game has a board and it's a functional board, do I really need this one? It's just for coolness, you know? And it's becoming more and more like a usual thing, like Kickstarters are saying, like, you need to buy. And I bought the Rising Sun neoprene mat, by the way. And I know I'm guilty about that. But right now, when I'm looking at those mats, I'm like, if I get it one for free, yeah, like through the stretch goal, thank you. For example, like Tao Long, for example. But I'm not into neoprene mats. Because, yeah, it's harder to store them. Sometimes they don't fit in the box. Where to store them then? And it's just an extra that doesn't really change anything, except it's a neoprene mat, and you just fold it up, and then it should be really high quality in order to not, you know, the corners will not fold, etc. Or bends. I don't know. It just doesn't matter. And now I'm backing two projects, which I'm not sure if I will back them. But I usually, what I do is when I find a cool project, I back it, and then I can just cancel it if I want to. We'll see. I really want to back them, but we'll see if I get enough money. This is Nemesis, which I heard about. Awaken Realms, who did this war of mine. It's a, what says, 1 to 5 player semi-cooperative sci-fi horror where you and your friends try to survive while attempting to fulfill your secret objectives that may sometimes collide. It will also enable full co-op as well as solo play experience. Cool. Lovely. And yeah, I'm hoping for an alien game now. I don't know why. Now I'm fine with lots of miniatures and bigger games because I'm really hoping, like, it looks really cool, those different rooms, and you're going through them, and there are aliens and kind of Alien the movie stuff thing. And how much did it get? 3 million. I mean, like a ton of whatever content there that you will get. It will probably be delayed, I'm sure about that, because of a ton of stuff, but let's hope for a great game. That's Nemesis. And Endeavor, I like civilization style games, and this should be kind of a little bit like resource management, a little more abstractish, but looks kind of cool. And then you kind of getting supreme area control, resource collection, engine building, and action management. That's what I like usually, and I don't know, I just feeling that it will be a really cool game, the Endeavor, where you're building up and then new regions will kind of unlock for you, and then you go to new regions, collect stuff there, and you're trying to get on those, what are those, tracks or something like that, and really cool stuff will be added. How to play, so you have your own playmat, you track your empire's attributes, and you're trying to get to furthest on those tracks, kind of building up and thus scoring more points. And then you get those asset cards, you get the buildings, looks really cool. Kind of you're building up something, your tableau, your engine, and such. So looking for Endeavor. And that's it. And there are many cancelled projects basically which I kind of backed, but I backed out. So, and thank you for watching. I'm sorry this is a long video, and I'm sorry for the beginning where I had some problems, technical problems. I didn't know that they would be trying the X-Split for the first time, but now it is it. So thank you. We see you another time. Thank you for those who joined me, and I will try to edit the video once it's uploaded on YouTube. I will try to edit the video so there will be no that embarrassing beginning. Anyway, thank you. See you another time. Bye. And now, how to cancel it? How to cancel it? I don't know. I don't know what to do now. How to say no to the live event? I already said bye, but I don't know how to turn it off. And now I know. And now I say bye again.